Good morning, students. This is Sandeep, and you are welcome in this online class of political science. And today we are going to discuss all the question answers that was assigned to you in the form of assignment 2 days back. So let us start. First question: write the full form of NATO. NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And second question: define bipolarity. Bipolarity means division of the world into two power blocks. Third question: who was the president of America during Cuba Missile Crisis? John F. Kennedy. And fourth question: what was the highest point of Cold War? Cuba Missile Crisis. And fifth question: what were the code names of the atomic bombs dropped by America on two Japanese cities? First, Little Boy, and second, Fat Man. Next question: what is known as Warsaw Pact? The Eastern Alliances is known as Warsaw Pact. Seventh question: what do you mean by deterrence? Deterrence means when two sides have the capacity to retaliate against an attack and to cause so much destruction that neither of the two can afford to initiate war. Deterrence is said to be occurred. Next one is: with whom did India sign the Treaty of Friendship in 1971? India signed the Treaty of Friendship with USSR in August 1971. Next one: what do you mean by neutrality? Neutrality refers to principally to a policy of staying out of war. This term was related with NAM. And the next question: who is known by the name of Third World? The member countries of non-aligned movement are known as Third World. And next one: what is non-aligned movement? The foreign policy of remaining independent, non-allied by staying away from alliances of two world superpowers. Now come to second unit, very short answer questions. First question: which two ideologies were involved in a conflict during the Cold War era and why? So capitalism and communism were the two ideologies in conflict during the Cold War. United States followed the policy of capitalism and Soviet Union was in favor of communism and wanted to increase their influence throughout the world and thereby came in conflict. These are two ideologies. And next question: what do you mean by arena of Cold War? Give a brief description of any two such arenas. Arena of Cold War refers to the areas where crisis and war almost occurred or threatened to occur between the alliance system but did not cross certain limits. The two such arenas are NATO and Warsaw Pact. And third question: why did India not support any of the two blocs during the Cold War? Because India did not get involved in any of the two blocs to save its sovereignty. At that time, India needed economic development, regional unity, and integrity rather than politics. So India didn't want any kind of obstacle in its development by supporting any of the blocs. To summarize, India wanted its overall development by staying away from any alignment. And question number 4: what were the benefits of non-alignment to India? First, due to the policy of non-alignment, India could receive socio-economic help by maintaining friendly relationship with both the superpowers. And second, India acted as trustworthy to both the superpowers and continued to take their help in its development. And last question of second unit. Name any four founders of NAM and the countries they belong to respectively. The founders of NAM and their countries are Joseph Tito from Yugoslavia, Jawaharlal Nehru from India, Gamal Abdul Nasir from Egypt, and Sukarno from Indonesia. Now come to third unit, short answer questions. Your first question, write a short note on Belgrade Summit. So let us start it. The first non-aligned summit was held at Yugoslavia's capital Belgrade in 1961, and this summit was attended by 25 members state and superpowers of three other states. It emphasized on the importance of non-alliance for world peace. An appeal was done to Soviet Union and America to stop nuclear tests. Following elements were also determined of non-alliances. First, assertion of following independent foreign policy. And second, opposition of imperialism and colonialism. Third one, being independent from any military camp. Fourth, no military treaty from Soviet Union and America. And fifth, absence of any military troop from the land of that country. And second question, very important question. What was Cuba crisis? What was Cuba missile crisis? Cuba was a small island nation off the coast of Soviet Union and was an ally of the Soviet Union. But in 1962, Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of Soviet Union, placed nuclear missile in Cuba. Because Cuba was geographically attached with USA and eternally it was attached with USSR. So the installation of these weapons put the US under fire. The US President JF Kennedy was reluctant to nuclear war but was determined to get Khrushchev to remove the missile and nuclear weapon from Cuba in order to save his nation, and Kennedy ordered America warship to intercept any Soviet ship heading to Cuba as a way of warning to USSR of its seriousness. A clash seemed imminent in that came to be known as Cuba Missile Crisis, but both the sides decided to avoid war and thus the world was saved from Third World War. And the last question, long question, what do you mean by Cold War? Why superpowers do military alliance with small nations? So as you know very well, Cold War is referred to the competition, tension and a series of confrontation between countries, but it doesn't convert into a war. After the end of Second World War, Soviet Union and America emerged as two superpowers. Both the superpowers were no less in terms of weapons and strength from each other. Tension, confrontation and competition always exist between the two, but none of them tried to initiate a direct war. This state of confrontation and tension is termed as Cold War. And second point, why superpowers do military alliances with small nations? There were several reasons. First, superpowers had military alliance with smaller countries so that superpowers could launch their weapons and troops from these countries. Second, superpowers used to spy the enemy countries from smaller countries. And third, smaller countries used to pay for the soldiers that were a part of military of alliance. Due to this, economic pressure on the superpowers decreased. So this is the solution of your assignment, and you are requested to prepare your fair register as a record. Thanks and have a nice day.